Morning traders, and this is your Aussie day trade setup for today. So yesterday we did get the rally, and you can see we had pretty strong rally, and then we had an inside bar form with I think this last bar is probably nonsense data. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. So yeah, my broker got off to a slow start. They had some issues on their trading system, so we only got going an hour after the futures market opened. So a lot of it was a lot of this price action here was just the market catching up. Anyway, we are in a zone, and this zone is the previous breakout. You can see here is the previous breakout. We have crossed the alligator. Alligator are pointing to the upside, but what is concerning me at the moment is that. Okay, so we have diversions. We have a downward trend, and then we have a high and a higher high on the oscillator. Okay, looking at the awesome oscillator, trend is also still down. Okay, so this is a pretty interesting area that we're in at the moment. We come down to the hour. Sort of as we said yesterday, you're looking for a break of that area there. Okay, we got the break, and I don't know whether the measured move has played out. I wasn't trading this yesterday. Yeah, measured move has played out pretty sweetly. Okay, so there is the measured move. And if I actually put a level right on the measured move, you'll see we hit it perfectly. Okay, so there isn't any more structure at the moment for a continuation, so we're going to have to watch what happens at this area. The next form of structure would be either a move to the downside, test this trend line, and then move back up, sort of stay in this triangle, or alternatively to break through this downward trend line, find some resistance higher up, probably, let's use this level here, probably at this gap close. Gap close will be all the way up there at 49,682, and then a retest of this break. That would be an indication for me for further longs. Okay, not really interested in chasing the long here, purely because I see the diversions. Okay, you don't really see it on the hour, but you do see it on the 4 hour. And we do have a gap up here as well. So this is the area that I'd be looking to short this. If you are still long, not a bad idea to take a risk at seeing this breakthrough. And the reason I say that is 10 cents at the moment is up 1%. All markets up at the moment, actually. US futures market is up 0.4% at the moment. Everything was flat last night. And our rand dollar 15.14, that hasn't moved much since yesterday. So yeah, so I think we've got to watch what happens here, and I think that fractal there is obviously the one that we're looking for. So I don't think you'll see anything on the 30 minutes. Nope. Let's see if we see something on the 12. Nope, not much either. So the high of yesterday is definitely a something to watch out for. That's a fractal break that we're looking for, which will break the trend line. And then I would almost, it's a 300-point stop loss. I would use this area here as a stop loss. So what you're going to find is you're going to need 12 minutes. So the first half hour of trading, if we get a gap up and a break there, then you're looking for that retest, any sort of pullback on any of the low time frames. Get in on that trade for a long. This is your stop area here. Okay, so your stop area is going to be 49,036. Not an area to get in short though. Okay, it's not a fractal. Your fractal is all the way down here. So this is your area to get short at the moment, which is 48,676. Okay, and the other thing about this level is it comes pretty close to this upward trend line. Actually, it might break it. Yeah, it'll break it. So that is our move to the downside, and our move to the upside is here. Now, again, in typical Aussie fashion, it's a 600-point swing. Okay, so I think for me, it's just wait and see the structure, see what happens here. if we just get rid of the noise and just look at structure at the moment. There is your downward channel. You're looking for a break. I suspect you're going to get a gap up, probably quite a big gap up, which is going to break the trend line. Then what you're looking for is any form of pullback to get in on the long, but then draw in your upward trend line here. Okay, so that is your trend line on the daily. And if I look at it on the 3 hour, you'll see there is another one here. There's a couple, but I would almost just stick to that one. And you can see it's almost parallel to the one above. Okay, so that is the trend line that I'd be looking at. Okay, so kind of in my bias is to the upside. I am concerned about this divergence, but remember, divergence doesn't play out until you break below. You sort of get some structure on lower time frames, start moving to the downside. So at this stage, it's just a warning. And it could be a case of break this, hover a bit, accelerate up. You've got a 200 EMA and you've got a next trend line here. You've got a gap. And you do have an inside tail over there. And we have one over there. Okay. So that's kind of my view at the moment. And if we just come down to a lower time frame, take this measured move here, and you'll see it pretty much takes you to 49,711. Okay, so that's kind of my view for today. I suspect we're probably going to get a break of this trend line, and then a move to the upside. So what you're looking for is a bit of a wait and see what happens at the open, I think is the best advice I can give you. Just dropping down to 6 minutes here, you can see there's our wedge quite clearly. So you're going to get a gap up, and don't be too surprised to see like a 300, 400 point gap up. Then what I'm looking for is some kind of a pullback. It's probably going to be very little, and maybe just to come and test this area here. Okay, and any retest of that area is going to give you an opportunity to be long. If we're lucky, we'll get gap close. If you get gap close, that's definitely an area I'll take along. Then I can have a really tight stop over here. I can have like a 100 point stop loss below the gap. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. You need to watch for, if it reverses, this previous fractal on the 12 minutes is your cue card, but you may get another fractal forming up here, which will then be your cue card for a short. Okay, but for me at the moment, I think it's still long, and it wouldn't surprise me if we start looking for 50,000. It's 1,100 points away, but that seems to be the most logical choice at the moment. But we do have we've got a 1 hour 200 EMA, we've got a 3 hour 200 EMA, we've got a 4 hour 200 EMA, and we have a daily 200 EMA up there as well. Okay, and lastly, if you're just looking at the daily, we've got a daily close above the negative 80, and that is a bullish signal. Okay, and I also sort of have a upward trend line here. You can see there's my trend line, but this could also be seen as a sort of a flag or a channel of sorts. Okay, and if that break happens with a retest of that, then you have a measured move of this entire move. You have potential for 4,600 points to the upside. Okay, not going to be in a straight line, obviously, but that would be the ultimate move. Okay, anyway, guys, that's my view for today. Long it is. Watch those fractals to the downside to indicate that we are wrong. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.